Welcome to How to Be and Do, where we dive into psychology and personal growth to help you live a better, more fulfilling life. If you've ever found yourself putting off tasks, waiting until the last minute, or feeling guilty about not getting things done, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about procrastination, why it happens, how it affects your life, and most importantly, how you can stop it once and for all. If you struggle with getting things done or you've ever felt trapped in the cycle of procrastination, stay tuned. What is procrastination? Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks, often to the point where it causes stress, anxiety, or impacts your productivity. But here's the thing, procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a psychological coping mechanism. In most cases, we procrastinate to avoid negative emotions associated with a task, fear, boredom, overwhelm, or even fear of failure. Ask yourself, do you find yourself putting off tasks because they feel too big or stressful? Do you often wait until the last minute to complete projects, hoping that the pressure will motivate you? Why do we procrastinate? The psychology behind procrastination is complex, but it often boils down to two main factors: emotional avoidance. We procrastinate to avoid tasks that trigger uncomfortable feelings. Whether it's fear of failure, uncertainty, or boredom, procrastination allows us to escape those emotions temporarily. Unfortunately, the more we delay, the worse those feelings get in the long run. Instant gratification. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. When we're faced with a difficult task, our brain favors short-term rewards, like watching a video or scrolling through social media, over long-term benefits like completing a project. This leads to what's known as short-term mood repair, where we distract ourselves to feel better in the moment. Think about the last time you procrastinated. What emotions were you trying to avoid? Fear, uncertainty, or maybe frustration? Procrastination doesn't just delay your tasks, it has long-term consequences on your mental health, productivity, and overall well-being. Here's how it affects you: increased stress and anxiety. When you put off tasks, the pressure builds, creating a constant background stress. The closer you get to the deadline, the more overwhelmed you feel, leading to anxiety and even burnout. Reduced productivity. By procrastinating, you're not giving yourself enough time to produce quality work. This can lead to rushed efforts, poor results, and disappointment in the final outcome. Guilt and self-doubt. The more you procrastinate, the more guilty you feel. Over time, this guilt chips away at your confidence and leads to feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. Mike is a university student with an essay due in 2 weeks. He knows he should start, but every time he sits down to work, he feels overwhelmed. So, he scrolls through social media, telling himself, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow turns into next week, and before Mike knows it, the deadline is looming. With only one night to complete his essay, Mike rushes through it, feeling stressed and disappointed. The result? A mediocre grade and a lot of unnecessary anxiety. This is the procrastination trap. The longer you delay, the more intense the pressure becomes. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you procrastinated on something important? What emotions or thoughts were holding you back from starting? How did procrastination impact the final result? Grab your journal or take a few minutes to think about this. Awareness is the first step to change. How to stop procrastinating: 5 actionable steps. Now that we understand why we procrastinate and how it impacts us, let's focus on solutions. Here are 5 actionable steps you can take to stop procrastinating and start getting things done. 1. Break tasks into smaller steps. One of the biggest reasons we procrastinate is because tasks seem too overwhelming. The solution? Break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. Instead of focusing on completing the entire project, focus on starting just one small part. For example, if you need to write a report, start by outlining the main points. Then, focus on writing the introduction. By breaking the task down, you reduce the feeling of overwhelm. 2. Use the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on the task for just 5 minutes. Often, the hardest part is simply getting started. Once you begin, you're more likely to continue. After those 5 minutes, you might find that you're motivated to keep going. 3. Identify and address your emotions. Remember, procrastination is often a way to avoid uncomfortable emotions. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is it fear, boredom, or frustration? Once you identify the emotion, find a way to manage it, whether it's taking a short break, talking it out with someone, or simply acknowledging the feeling. 4. Create accountability. Tell a friend, colleague, or family member about the task you're working on, and ask them to check in with you. Knowing that someone else is expecting you to complete something can motivate you to take action. You can also set deadlines for yourself and reward yourself when you meet them. 5. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism often fuels procrastination. You delay starting because you're afraid the final result won't be perfect. But the key to overcoming procrastination is to focus on making progress, not being perfect. Each small step you take brings you closer to your goal. The 7-Day Procrastination Challenge. Here's a challenge for you. For the next 7 days, take one action each day toward a task you've been procrastinating on. It could be something small, like starting the first 5 minutes of a project or outlining your ideas. The goal is to take consistent action, even if it's imperfect. At the end of the week, reflect on how taking these small actions helps you move forward. Did it reduce your stress? Did it help you gain momentum? Share your progress in the comments or your journal. To keep you motivated on this journey, here are some quotes to inspire you. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. Don Marquis. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone. Pablo Picasso. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. Procrastination can feel like a never-ending cycle, but by understanding its root causes and taking small, consistent actions, you can break free. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress, one step at a time. Let us know in the comments how procrastination has affected your life and what action you'll take today to overcome it. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. In our next video, we'll explore how to build resilience and bounce back from setbacks.